Hi, my name is Teresa McGarry, and welcome to The Financial Fix. This week's episode of Success Story Spotlights, we have with us Jean Kane. Hi, Jean. How are you doing today?
Real good. How are you?
Pretty good. So you and I have been working together for a year and a half now? Yeah. Wow. We've been through a lot, haven't we?
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about what it was like before we got connected, and when you were trying to work with other organizations and some of the struggles that you had, just whatever you're comfortable sharing now.
Transportation was probably my largest problem. Right beforehand, not having a car, I would run out of the cheaper taxi rides per month. I qualified for 10 cheaper rides per month, but that a round trip is 2 rides.
And didn't you tell me, like, if you needed to stop at, let's say, Walgreens and pick up a prescription?
That's an extra ride.
Yeah, so from here to the doctor was 1, from the doctor to Walgreens was 1, and then from the Walgreens back to here was 1, so that made 3 rides for that one outing.
Right.
Of your 10 for the month?
Right, for the month.
Whew.
And during the pandemic, I think right when we started, I was using Catch a Ride, but during the pandemic, at first Catch a Ride just stopped, which is volunteers that would come and get me. And they stopped for about 8 months. And then when they first started, they have just now went to 2 rides a week. Then when they finally started, they were 1 ride a week.
Now, when you say 1 ride, are they taking you out and back?
Yes.
Or do they drop you off and then you're on your own?
No.
Okay.
They would take
Just
me
checking.
back. No,
That
they're
would have
nice
been
that
really
way.
bad.
They're nice that way. But so luckily they're doing 2 because, as you know, I often have more appointments than 1 a week.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have a lot of appointments in 1 week. So, so other than Catch a Ride, wasn't there another service that you were doing sometimes, but it was like so much a mile when you were past a certain amount, or is that Catch a Ride?
That's Z-Trip. That's one of the cabs.
Okay.
KC Ride and Z-Trip are both, you have to be under 5 miles for their initial $10. And the second year, 5 miles and 1/10, it's $2 more.
So some of the times when I'm taking you to the dental appointment using the dental school or other doctor's appointments and whatnot, those would be, I think you and I had talked about it one time, would be, what, $28 or something, maybe one way. Was that about right?
Yes, that's just going, say, to College in Metcalf or Null and 435. If I would go to UMKC, I can't even imagine how much that would be.
It's quite a drive from here. Yeah. So we've been able to save you a ton of money by being able to provide those rides to different appointments and things. So, yeah, and I know sometimes your sister can help out with some of those on some weekends and that too. So that's good.
General errand.
Yeah. Which I can't even imagine how many rides Catch a Ride would call that if you did all the rides. So when we first met, we were doing Moneytalk Academy. It was October of 2019. How was it for you?
I really enjoyed it. I got a lot out of it. The budget segment where you gave us the worksheet and the candy was a totally new way to look at it. Fun way to look at it. But
Good.
I since ate my candy, so if I would ever do it again,
Well,
I'd
that's
have to
good.
buy new candy.
That's good.
But and just the information and the people you had come in and speak that a few times, I believe, didn't the car place come in and speak?
Yes.
Briefly.
Yep. Tammy Green with Christian Brothers Automotive in Shawnee, who is actually also one of my board members and a longtime friend from what feels like a lifetime ago career. Yeah, she came in and did a car thing, and I thought it was really cool because she did that matching game with, was it like what was wrong in the sounds or something, and
Right.
and she also brought in like some old pieces and some new pieces so that you could see when something
deterioration.
was not working right. It's like, what, when you look at it, how can you tell? And yeah, she brought in a lot of fun things to make it fun and interactive too,
Right.
so it's really cool. We really wanted to go out and let people practice some of the basics, check your tire pressure, check your oil, some of those kinds of things. But as I recall, it was really cold, so we ended up not doing that.
Right.
And I was going to have you play on my car just because that way you could still participate even though you didn't have your own car. So the academy, we've done lots of transportation. So what are some of the other things that we've done and other ways that Moneytalk's been helpful, and kind of compare it to experiences with other nonprofits and things that you needed but they didn't help with? Or
I know printing, until I got my own printer just like a month ago, was a great help, because I was having to go to FedEx to copy things, and or just not be able to print something out that I really wanted for reference, whether it be recipes or class notes.
receipts?
I participate, right, receipts are key.
Mm-hmm.
I participate with Turning Point, which is on the Kansas-Missouri line. Have you heard of them?
Only from you.
And they're for people with chronic disease. And they have classes. And naturally, it's all Zoom right now. It has been for over a year.
And these are all free classes,
first
right?
it was none.
Is that right? They're all
Right.
free classes?
Right.
That's really cool.
But they finally, after a couple of months, they got Zoom going with most of the people. So they've been having a full schedule, but sometimes they have a handout, that they send through the email. And so having you printed them out for me so that I had it to go over, sometimes it had a lot of questions or something that, I didn't want to sit at my computer, read it, and then write it, and then I wouldn't know, I didn't want to write out the question, yet I wanted to know what I was answering, so
Yeah.
that was. But
Sometimes you write that down, it's like, I just missed the answer. Because I can't write that fast. Yeah.
But the receipts were the main thing.
You did a lot of that.
Yeah. And kind of just the general support, feeling like I had someone in my corner if things got rough, that helped. Because my sister's busy working and with her family, and it just doesn't soak in every now and then that, I'm out here by myself. So,
Try to make sure you're not totally by yourself.
yeah, that was nice. And it's saved me a lot of money, like you said, with the transportation, just amazing amounts of money that I would have had to spend on cabs to get to my appointments, that I can then put towards the medical bill.
Mm-hmm. When you need to pay off, or
Right.
maybe some medical, something that needs to be done,
Right.
a dental work or a procedure or something that now you can afford to do because you're not spending it all on taxi cabs.
Right.
Right. So, yeah. And we are working on getting you a donated vehicle. So as soon as Christian Brothers gets everything finished up with this vehicle that was donated, the plan is that we will have you use it as a loaner vehicle, so that way it's still in our name. We've got it titled, tagged, insured, all of that kind of stuff. And when you are financially ready, because you're working also with Evoke Rehab on
Right.
getting a job and being able to go back to work, which is great. So once you are able to get back to work and you've got some paychecks under your belt and you are ready financially, because we want the car to be a blessing, not a drain, for sure. So when you're at the point where you're ready to handle at least the gas and the insurance and kind of things, the regular monthly expenses, then we'll go ahead and transfer it over to you. But until then, we will have you use it as a loaner vehicle so that we can cover those costs for you. But you can take yourself to doctor's appointments if you're feeling like driving that day. We'll deal with those days and help out with driving on those days when you don't feel like driving your own vehicle or you don't feel safe driving. So, but I am super excited that we will be able to help you get some independence, and it will be very critical in you being able to get a job.
Yes.
So that you can get off of some other support and get up on your own 2 feet and just feel more like you actually are in charge of your own life again.
Right.
So that'll be cool. But I am super looking forward to being able, when we get our own space, to having a food pantry.
Before COVID, where you go in, you use a full-size card. The first aisle is personal, which their selection could be better. But then you go around, and in each area, you have, because I'm a family of 1, I get so much. A family of 4 gets so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have all kinds of bread at the end, and then 3 or 4 refrigerators.
Okay, so that particular one we go to, you used to be able to
yes, oh yeah, you went in and then, you selected, and then they have a huge area of fresh produce normally, and then 3 refrigerated things, the last one being the frozen.
Okay.
So, plus they have the clothes closet, as they call it, and they were dressing me for years, because I would go in there, and there they have different miscellaneous household things, and they have sheets and towels, they have purses, shoes, all forms of clothes.
That's what we're going to have in our drop-in shop.
And you have, different amounts of each thing that you can get. But, so that has been, I'll be glad for years to open up, because I don't know how long it will be before they open. And I've got to go to the store and buy stuff.
Which is way more expensive, yes.
Yeah, much more expensive.
Yeah.
So I know that they are doing the best they can. They've got so many people. So I just appreciate what they've given me that I can use. And for example, this last month, you weren't the one that took me, but I had 3 bulging bags of produce. So I took out everything that I wanted. But there were things like, there were avocados. I don't eat avocados. Some things I simply had too much of that I didn't need. So I went knocking on doors. Well, the second floor, I knocked on both people. No one would answer the door, even though I could hear people in both apartments. I went up to the 3rd floor, and I was really hoping for the apartment with the 2 small children.
Mm-hmm.
And one door didn't answer, and I didn't hear people there, but the next one, I could hear it. Oh, these are the kids. And a lady answered, and she didn't look familiar, but then she kind of moved behind the door, and I forget the guy's name, and then I saw him come, and his eyes just got big. He says, "You want to give us that?" Because I had a big basket just loaded with produce. And I said, "Yeah, if you can use it, I'd appreciate it." So I said, "I just need my basket back." So they were very appreciative. So now I know where to go, with
when you've
my
got
extra stuff.
Awesome, and it's so nice to be able to bless someone else too.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, there were some other food pantries that I dealt with pre-COVID who did the drive up, put stuff in your back and drive off. So I didn't realize that particular one did allow you to go in before.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So they're doing something similar to what I have in mind. So that's great. So let's see. I was trying to think. What are some of the other things? We helped you get a computer.
You helped me move.
Oh yes. Oh
That
yeah.
was an ordeal.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that helped you move, though. It wasn't just me. Yes, that's right, we did. And we did a lot of driving around different places trying to get all the paperwork and all the vouchers and all that kind of stuff taken care of, and coming over here getting paperwork done and picking up paperwork and dropping off paperwork and going over to this other place to get approval, and then moving day came. So yes, and you've done a wonderful job getting everything set up. It looks just wonderful in here.
Thank you. I'm really happy here.
Good. This seems to be a good fit apartment for you. I like it much better than your old one.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. So what kinds of things are you looking forward to Money Talk having and being able to do once we get our own space, which I'm hoping is in less than a year?
Well, the shop and drop, or drop and shop.
Drop and shop.
Drop
Well,
and
you
shop.
have to drop off the donated
Right.
items before you can shop for them.
Right. That's exciting for two reasons. One, like I said, I don't know when my food pantry will open,
Mhm.
but also right now, I'm donating. Anytime I go through my clothes, then I've been taking it over to my mom's at Lakeview because of the Whatnot shop, because that's where I've been shopping, so that I can get things for $1 or 50 cents, for a shirt that looks new. So that has helped a lot.
Their Whatnot shop is really adorable.
Really?
I love it, and it's amazing the amount of stuff they have in there. But that's the same look and feel that I want to have in our shop. That's the perfect example of that.
And the thing is, some of the stuff that I donate, it's senior community, and some things I donate, I have to count on daughters or granddaughters shopping there to get it, because I know no grandmother would wear it.
Well, to let you know, last week I finally gave in and rented a storage unit, because between the school supplies and the other Money Talk stuff and some things that I've already gotten for when we get our own space, like a desk for me to work at and whatnot, and all the drop and shop items, they were taking over my living room. And I had, Alicia had given me a bunch of stuff, her and her sister, and it was all sitting on my kitchen table, and I needed to count it and document it and bag it up, but I was having a hard time doing that because I'm like, where am I gonna put it? And finally I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just gonna go get a storage unit. And it just so happened, and this is just an example of how God provides. So this all started in 2012. We got our 501c3 in 2014, so we've been a 501c3 for a while now, but it's 2021, and I just now got my very first monthly donor. And she's a longtime friend that I have known for years, and so that is wonderful, and I'm really glad that she wants to do that. But it's just amazing. She reached out to me and said, I want to start making a monthly donation, and she's doing $100. Well, this storage unit that I rented,
$100.
$94. By the time you add insurance, although they put it in my name, so our homeowner's insurance is covering it, so so it's really $79. But yeah, pretty much her donation is covering the storage unit, and it all, without anybody talking to anybody, just all kind of, the need was there, and the money just happened as, the timing was just, it's like, it's gotta be a God thing. There's no other explanation for that. But anyway, I say that to say, if you would like to donate things that you don't think the community over there would want, the residents would want, I have a place to put it now that's not in the middle of my dining room or living room or garage or anywhere else I have stuff stored. I'm ready for us to have our own space. So let's see. Oh, you helped out with the backpack stuff that we did last year.
That was fun. That's another thing that I would like when you have your spaces, and then I would have the loaner car.
So you could
the opportunity to volunteer.
Yes, that would be great. I would love that.
Whether it's office work or
I need that so bad.
phone calls, as long as it's not bills and stuff like that you're calling about. You know, I'm not a salesperson,
but yeah, my juggling skills are failing me as far as keeping up with everything. So that would be very, very helpful. So I'm looking forward to it.
And I also had the idea of recommending like a morning coffee once a week. Or,
cool, okay.
You know, if it starts as once a month, you know, it's fine, but a way for different clients of yours to meet other people that use your services and understand that sometimes you just need some help. Because some people in the world look down on you if you're getting help in any way, shape, or form. And that's sad.
Yeah, it is. It's not the way it should be.
No, but, you know, then sometimes, you know, you meet someone and turns out they have a skill set that, you know, you're paying for something that they can help you do, or any number of things, and just friendships, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know single moms that barely get out, and so maybe it would need to be, you know, you would have one morning a month a coffee for the people that aren't at work in the morning, but one evening a week that you do ice cream or something. You don't want to do coffee because some people then wouldn't sleep, but, you know, something
The
that
caffeine wouldn't bother me, but yeah, I get it.
that people would come and, you know, just be able to meet each other. And
I've been wanting to do some, or hoping to do some, for lack of a better term, I've called it a support group. But, you know, a chance to get together, have fun, whether it's a Bible study, it's craft projects, it's workshops, it's social time, it's movie night, it's root on the Chiefs, or Royals, or any, you know, just some opportunities to get together with folks, and because they say that what your level of income and accomplishment is the average of the 5 people you hang around the most, something along those lines. And but when you're trying to move forward and do things differently, and you're surrounded by folks who aren't, especially when you're just starting to change your habits, it's real easy to get pulled back in. And a lot of times, unfortunately, those folks that aren't trying to change their habits tend to look down on, pick on, name call, berate, do all kinds of things. Just
try to put you down from.
Yeah, it's like, who do you think you are? You think you're just, you know, and just, heck, all kinds of, I've heard all kinds of nasty stories, and I'm not coming up with good words to describe it right now, but just being around like-minded people, and being around other Christian friends, and being around folks who are trying to do things the same way you are, and we can support each other and encourage each other, and like you said, share skills and help each other out, because we each have different gifts. That is so encouraging and motivating and supportive, and it's just, it's nice to know sometimes that you're not the only one struggling with something.
Right.
I know a while back my husband and I did, it was called ACME, Association for Couples in Marriage Enrichment, and yes, we always made Roadrunner jokes, but about the ACME. But we did a marriage enrichment group once a month, and the way it worked was each couple had their own, we had a little lesson, and each couple had a dialogue, and everybody else could listen in, and you weren't allowed to give advice, but you could listen to each other's, and when you heard them talking about something, then the other couple could talk between themselves, where everybody else could hear, about how they dealt with that situation, or, you know, it's like, oh, I like the idea that so-and-so just brought up, or whatever. And what I really liked about that was it seemed like the problems that felt huge just suddenly got a whole lot smaller by nothing more than realizing we're not the only one that's struggling with it.
Yeah.
And just knowing that we're not weird, we're not broke, we're not, or broken is probably a better word, and, you know, we're not we're not just, these absolutely horrible parents or couple or whatever, that it's like, okay, this is something everybody else is either struggling with or has struggled with that we're going through, so it's okay. We're normal, and it's a normal challenge to have, and that right there was just so, it reduced the stress, it was empowering, it was like, okay, we can do this. And that's kind of what I envision for the support type get-together social opportunities, is that same kind of thing, is just to be able to chat and get to know each other, and to realize that, it's okay. You're not the only one that's been through this. And that right there, just like, okay, it's not just me. It's okay. I can do this. And there's people here that have been through it, that can help me, and I just think there's going to be a lot of benefit to that, because I know it was for us on the whole marriage enrichment thing. So you tell me about some of the challenges that you've had working with some of the other organizations that you haven't had working with us. I've heard clients tell me quite a bit, and I hate that term clients, I just haven't figured out what the right term is, tell me that they don't fit in anybody's box. Have you experienced anything like that, or working with other organizations, trying to get help that you don't fit in anybody's box?
I guess to me, I get confused on trying to picture whether or not I fit in the box. But the one problem I know that has had major impact is the fact that my income on disability is just barely too high to be able to take Medicaid. And yet I have astronomical medical bills. And if it's not from doctors I see every month, then, where it's a constant payment. And then I was in the hospital for my surgery in January.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost $1,000 to get the 6-tooth bridge that a dentist, two different dentists have quoted me $2,000 a tooth. And UMKC will do it for $500 a tooth, which that savings is just astronomical. So, but still, that's $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just did PT for 2.5 months. I'll be finishing, I believe, on Monday.
Yay.
And that was $200 a month. It just, things add up. And
Mm-hmm.
Medicaid does not allow for, how do your expenses compare with your income? They are simply, what is your income? Cut off is here, no matter what. But in a way, they don't say no matter what. They would consider if you have children. If you have children, then you get added whatever, where they take amounts off your income so that it lowers it. Well, my cat he doesn't eat enough food, I guess, that it would take it down. So muffin doesn't count. But the medical bills I have are just, it knocks me out of doing so many things. I haven't had an active social life in so long. They advertise movies, and I think, oh, that looks really cool. Plus, I don't have anyone to go with. I don't have a way to get there. So that's going to change. Yeah. Things will change, but that's the biggest thing, is with Medicaid. And food stamps. Food stamps is even worse than Medicaid on the income. So.
Yeah. In my opinion, you should, but I'm not the one that makes the rules on that, so.
And I had a friend that made probably 1/3 of what I did on the disability income. So she had Medicaid, but because she had Medicaid, the Medicare would be from the disability, and then Medicaid Medicare would pay their percentage, and Medicaid would pay the entire rest. So she always had a car that was within 3 years of being brand new. New clothes all the time because she didn't have any medical bills. And she had as many medical problems as I did, but no bills. So what she did get,
voucher and things like that too,
and food stamps, several $100s in food stamps, and so she wasn't having to pay really for anything, except for what she wanted to buy, and that was always frustrating.
Yeah.
You know, it just
money goes a lot farther when it's basically not going out anywhere.
Yeah, when you have no bills, you know, your rent is very cheap, and you don't have to pay for groceries because you have food stamps. You don't have to pay doctor bills. It just
and prescriptions.
And you get help for utilities. You know, with law heat. It goes on, and of course she can have a new car, but it's frustrating. So
yeah.
But there's nothing I can do about it. So.
We're working on it.
Right, especially on the car.
We're working on it, especially on the especially on the car.
I just mean there's nothing I can do to change
that.
Yeah,
to change the system.
So I just have to work with what I have, and Moneytalk has helped a lot.
Well, we're not done yet. Thank you, Jean. I really appreciate you taking time today and talking with me about your experiences with Moneytalk and things that we've done and things that you're looking forward to. And I look forward to continuing to work with you in the future and getting you the donated car, which I am so excited. That's going to be so huge for you.
Really.
And then once you're financially up on your feet, I hope to still be able to have you coming around and helping pay it forward to help the folks that are coming behind you. So look forward to seeing you some more for a long time to come.
Okay. I appreciate your help.
Thanks. This is Teresa McGarry, and welcome to Success Story Spotlights. Today, our success story guest is Alicia Weatherstrand. Hi there, how you doing?
Hello, I'm well, and yourself? How are you?
Pretty good.
That's
wonderful.
So,
you and I met about 1.5 years ago when we did our pilot Moneytalk Academy, the 6-week financial literacy series. Could you tell me a little bit about your experience with that?
When I came into your program, I think I was at my lowest. I'm almost 100% sure I was at my lowest. And it was a way for me to climb out. I learned a lot financially, emotionally, spiritually. And it's helped me become a completely different woman. I might not look like it today, but I'm a completely different woman, so much more confident and everything else.
Oh, you are a totally different person than when I met you. It's amazing to see the growth that you've had.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I try. I do try. I don't know, the program, it's helped me a lot. I learned financially on how to budget better. So my budgeting skills are much better than what they were. Emotionally and spiritually, I've learned to have my good days more than bad days, where I don't allow the things that I cannot change affect my situation. So I do a lot more smiling. I was even able to grow my income more than what I ever thought I would be. I went from making less than 20,000 to I'm almost triple that from the time that I entered the program.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited and happy.
You've come a long way. We also got you moved from a townhome into a house that you're renting.
Yes, most definitely. That's amazing. And if we went from a 3-bedroom townhouse to we are now, and the townhouse was also it was like public assisting where it was income based. to now we have a house where we don't have the assistance or anything else, and we're completely a part of the support system. We're doing this all on our own, and it's beautiful. We're very blessed. We now have a 4-bedroom house. We have plenty of space. We do a lot of family gatherings here because, hey, we have a house that we're proud of.
Yeah, well, and between you and the rest of your family members, you're the only one with a house to gather at. So it's the party house.
Yes, yes, when we want it to be. When we want it to be. We're doing like some changes. We're doing renter-friendly home improvements to make this house a home for us.
So tell me what you mean by renter-friendly.
Renter-friendly, we're doing like upgrades to the countertops and everything, but instead of us actually putting in new countertops, we're taking like contact paper and placing it on top of the counters and the cabinets. We did the flooring in the kitchen and the bathroom, and we placed down in the bathroom we used a vinyl shower curtain and put that down, and then placed the pill and stick flooring on top of that. In the kitchen, I used the drop cloth and placed that down, and then put the toweling over that so that it sticks on there. So that way we can take it up when it's time for us to move.
And take it with you and use it somewhere else.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Those are just some of the many updates and upgrades that we are doing and have done.
In addition to all the pretty flowers you put out front and all the yard work you've been doing. Yes.
I would love to show everyone, but the rain has things looking a little bad right now.
We've had plenty of that recently. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you've had a few career changes since we first met, because when we first met, you were doing CNA.
No, when we first met, I was working at the school system as a para. I did go back, yes, and I wasn't making anything working there. It was hard.
It was a bad environment.
All the way around. Bad environment, bad pay. Yes, everything was bad.
I forgot about that.
Then, when I met you, I was in a transition of fighting with myself. Do I go back to CNA? Do I stay after school? And made a decision to go to the CNA, but I didn't really, it's not my passion, but I went to it because I know I have to take care of my family. And I had an opportunity to work at the sheriff's office, but things fell through with that. But I will be starting as a youth care advisor June 10th. I believe that's the correct start date. Working in Olathe. So it's like, that's a whole nother career change, but I'm able to use my associate's degree in criminal justice for that job, as well as that's a better paid job, a career change, as well as we get benefits more than what we have now. So it's like, I'm super excited. Right now, I have to stay working overnight only because my baby is in school, and I have to be sure that I can get her there. I do have a strong support system, but everybody's working days. So if everybody's working days, there's nobody to take my baby to school and pick her up. So until she can ride the bus to school with her siblings, I gotta stay overnights. But you know what? It's okay. With that pay raise, I'm already working overnights. I don't have to work as many overnights. I don't have to pick up all those extra shifts. And I still get that time at home with my family that I want and I'm looking for. So it's okay. I'm okay with taking those small baby steps because the bigger steps, yeah, they're coming. But I like the smaller ones better because it all adds up to something big and I love it.
So one of those bigger steps that's coming, not to really delve into it or give too much away, but you are starting your own business, and we will definitely have you on the show when you're a little bit more ready to put that all out there. So, but yeah, I am super excited for you for that, and you're definitely very passionate about it when you talk about it. So
I am. I give myself 3 weeks max, and I only went with 3 because I like odd numbers, and 3 is one of my favorite numbers. So
Hey, that
3
works.
weeks back to have it all in the works and actually just out there, and I can really just share with everyone. So I'm really excited about that. It's going better than what I thought it would be, but it's still taking a little work.
Yeah. So everybody will just have to tune in for when we have you back on the show, and you can share all about that and everything that you've been through to get it this far. So
Most definitely.
it'll be a little mini entrepreneurship episode.
Oh, I would love it. I look better though that time. Today is just one of those natural beauty days, and yeah.
Oh, you look beautiful anyway.
Okay.
You always do.
Yeah.
So let's see, some of the things that we've done together. Helped you move.
Yes.
Man, that was a hot day.
Oh, hot and long. Hot and long.
It was. I was about ready to pass out. Thankfully, your nephew, was it, and a friend of his
Yeah.
were there. Oh,
Best help ever. Those young men worked. I know they were
yeah.
tired.
They worked
They worked.
hard.
Because what they had 3 levels to clear: the upstairs, the first level, and the basement.
Uh-huh.
We have, let's see. Oh, you were able to help me get the odds and ends to fill in the pieces from us coming from a townhouse to a house and fill in those blank spaces, and it's filled in and moved out and filled in again, and yeah, it's amazing.
Yep. And I know you're looking forward to the drop and shop. You've helped donate several items, many items to it. We've picked up items from you several times on that you no longer need because you are getting in better shape. And as you have healed and grown and become more self-confident, and then your kids are, just because they're kids, they grow and outgrow everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We got so much more to come. Like, we're downsizing to upsize again. Like,
Yep.
I know it sounds crazy, but I like to put my touch on it. And the more I grow, the more I improve my home as well. I don't want to just grow and then leave everything where it is. But it's
It
like
needs to
we're
go with you.
outgrowing. Yes, and it is. So we have so much more coming.
I think the incentive store might be something that you're going to enjoy quite a bit. I don't know how much we've talked about that. So the drop and shop is dropping off the donated items, and then kind of free thrift store. You get to go in and shop for the things that you need. Well, the incentive store is kind of like that, only it's new stuff. And the way that I have in mind is that you're earning Moneytalk money or Moneytalk credit or whatever. I don't know. I need more creativity. So if you have any ideas, let me know. So then you can go in and you can use those credits and that Moneytalk money that you've earned from anything that you're doing towards working towards becoming financially stable, including volunteer stuff that you're doing. And then you can go into the incentive store and you can use those to buy essentially the things that you need. And we'll have that stocked with new stuff. And what stuff we try and have in there is going to be based on conversations that you and I have and that I have with other clients to figure out what kinds of things you're actually interested in having in there. Because I don't want to stock it with, microwaves and vacuums and things like that, when what you really want is bedding and towels, or vice versa.
Right.
So that's, without spending a lot of cash that maybe you could use for other things, but still help you get new stuff for helping you, feel like you're moving forward, because now it's new stuff that you earned without, and you can replace the used stuff that you've been using and freshen things up, change the color or whatever, just make it stuff that you chose. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, I would love that.
And I have a feeling our drop and shop, when we get, depending on how much space we get, is going to far outgrow just clothes.
Oh
So
yes, most definitely. Let me know when we're ready because I have plenty. I have plenty.
yeah, are
I've been putting a lot out.
you stocking your garage for me?
I am. I am. I am cleaning it and stocking it and re-cleaning and restocking. I have you. Yes.
Yes, you do.
Emotionally, you've helped me repair from who I was, where I was. That's a major fact for me. I like the little things. And I don't think if I had got into the Money Talks program when I did, I would be where I am today. Because yeah, I was really at my lowest. I wasn't confident. We had just moved here with nothing but our clothes, and it was me and my children, and we were living with family, and it was just that was to me that was my lowest spot. So emotionally, physically, financially, yeah, I was broke. And going into the Money Talks program, it's like it's helped me build my self confidence, my self love. The self love is most important to me. With that self love, I've been able to grow in so many other areas and remember why family is so important to me, why I'm actually doing what I'm doing. And instead of me doing everything for everybody else, now I'm doing things for myself. Before I was doing everything for everyone else, and now that I can do it for others, but at the same time do for myself, oh, that's amazing because I've
Yeah,
always put me last. So being able to do for me, it's beautiful. It is
you've definitely learned how to set boundaries and
yes.
say, you can't treat me that way, whether it's a boyfriend or a family member or a friend or coworker, job. Like, no,
Yeah.
oh, you're not treating me that way. We're
Oh,
not going for that.
that's why I'm changing my career because I am done allowing them to walk over me. So it's like I set my mind to it. I had a setback when I went, what's this? This is May. So I went in April. And I was supposed to start May 10th to do the same job that I'll be starting. And I failed the physical ability test by 24 seconds. I took that as a setback instead of a failure. A setback for me to be able to get some more things accomplished that I needed to get accomplished. I have done that and so much more, and I am able to move forward and remember that I am no longer no one's footstep, doormat, or anything else. I
That's
am
right.
Alicia.
And an amazing woman and a wonderful mama. A lot of our financial coaching calls have been more about everything other than finances. I mean, sometimes there's finances, there's, this struggle or that struggle, or how do I deal with that? But it's been my kids are driving me bonkers, or this issue at work, or I just need an adult to talk to. And I know one thing that you said to me that just really, I've thought about so many times that it just, and I don't know if it's more an issue of surprise or what, but you told me how nice it was to talk to somebody who didn't have any ulterior motives.
Yes, because where I'm from, or let me not even say where I'm from, the people I'm used to dealing with, they're more about self and what they can gain from me instead of what they can help me do or teach me, give me a tool or anything else. It's more of what they can take. What do you have to offer me? And it's like, it wasn't normal. And I feel normal now because I have you, but I also learned to grow a little bit. I don't like a lot of people around, but I've grown a little bit and enough to, I now have a circle who is about helping and not taking from me. And that's an amazing feeling. It's one that I've never had. So to actually have it, I'm able to experience something that I've never experienced before. And I don't know. I think I enjoy everything now and I'm just happy all the way around.
Yes, you are. When we first met, you were in tears most of the time, and that's not what I see anymore. A whole new person. It's amazing, and I'm so blessed to have been a small piece of that.
I am blessed as well because I am sure now that without meeting you and going through everything, I wouldn't be the woman that I am now. You know, leave it to me. I always give you a workout.
Yep.
It's not
That was just
intentional, I
me.
swear. I thought it was gonna be great because children is at school and everything else, but you know what? Everything that is going on right now is nothing but a test to make sure I am ready for what is set to come to me and my family. So I'm gonna take that as a blessing and keep going. Because if I can handle all of this, you're welcome. If I can handle all this, I can handle everything else that I am about to be faced with.
So I love our phone calls. I love it. I mean, when not just the ones where we're just talking about whatever happens to be going on and whatnot, but I'm also
Right.
thinking about the, when I get the phone call or the text of, hey, I wanted to tell you and something good that happened that you wanted to share. And I love that that's
Right.
that when there's something good that happens that, I'm someone that you think about who you want to share that with.
Okay.
And that's cool. And while I don't like it when bad things happen, I do appreciate hearing about them because then I can help. And I try, but I know I've got lots of room for improvement, but I try, if I haven't heard from you for a while, to reach out and be, hey, Alicia, how's it going? What's going on? And there's been times where it's like, oh man, wow, I really should have reached out last week because you were in the middle of a whole lot of whatever was going on at the time. And I know it's hard when you're going through something to stop and think, okay, if I had this, it would be helpful, and I just need to call and ask, and she'd do it.
Right. I'm trying to be a better, you know what? You reach out to me when you can. The way both of our schedules is set up is that's like now. My schedule was supposed to be clear and it's still busy, but I am grateful for you reach out when you can, and I'm becoming better to reach out to you, and I'm just grateful to actually have that in my life. That's nephew someone coming. That's nephew someone coming. So I'm like, I'm really grateful for that, because to have someone that actually thinks of me, even with everything that they're dealing with and going through, I couldn't ask for anything else. To me, that's a big accomplishment.
The screen froze.
Oh, well, I was just calling to see how you was doing, because I need. You don't reach out to me to talk about what you need. You reach out to me to really check on my welfare and mental and everything else. So yeah, I'm really appreciative of that. So I was just being nice to my neighbor, because she's my neighbor. We just interact when we see one another, but her tire is going flat, and I wouldn't want somebody tell me my tire was going flat. So if I wasn't going nowhere for the day, for whatever reason, I could go and get my tire taken care of. So that's what I was doing. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I'm glad you're
trying.
Go ahead. So when we get our own space, I think besides the drop and shop is one thing I know you're planning on being able to make use of. And having some of those support things whether we're doing a craft night or just a social thing or a movie night or whatever, is also something that you're looking forward to.
Yes, definitely craft night. I love, because I am big on arts and crafts. I got some art projects that I'm about to do now. I will be sharing pictures as soon as they're done, and it's like, yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
And one thing I'd love to have, I know especially a lot of our single mamas, especially when like school's out and that, is to somehow do some kind of help with childcare. And I'm not sure logistically, distance wise, if that's going to work for you, but especially in the summertime when if you're at work and they're at school or they're
Right.
not at school, you know, that way you don't have to worry about them being at home eating all the groceries or making it a mess or or doing things that are going to end up getting them hurt. You know, jumping on the trampoline unsupervised or something along those lines.
Right. But you know what? Even if I can't utilize it, I would still love to be able to pitch in and help. Just because even though I'm not necessarily able to be supported by that, by me still being able to support, that helps so many others. Instead of selfishly always thinking of myself, let me think of others as well. And it's like, I'm still being supported because I'm able to give back a blessing that I didn't have in return. So I'm still supported because I'm still able to support others. I take that as that's a win for me.
It's a blessing to be able to do that.
Yes, most definitely.
Well, I'm going to let you go. I know you've got a lot on your plate today and driving your mom to her appointment.
Yes.
But I thank you for taking some time out of this morning and having this chat, doing this interview for me. I really appreciate that. And we will definitely have you back on for several things, your new business, when we get to share all about that for one. And I plan on also having some episodes where we can share with folks some things that they can do at home instead of going out and buying expensive products, some things that they can do at home. And I know you're very crafty and very good at the do-it-yourself things and have lots of other homemade things like what you use in your and the girls' hair, and just all different kinds of things like that. I'm sure we'll have you back on to share some of those as your schedule permits. So
Hey, one day it'll be a lot less busier. I don't know when that is, but
you're a single mom with 4 kids. I don't know that less busy even happens.
to be optimistic and say that it will happen.
It will. It will as they get older. It'll just be different. So,
Yes.
Yep.
Right. I am grateful that you had me on the show, and sorry it's so busy and all the movement. I do apologize for that.
You're fine. I understand you. You know, you need to take mama to an appointment and plans fell through, and we just take it all in stride, right? It's okay.
Yes, ma'am. That's the way to do it.
Alrighty. Well, you take care, and we will talk to you later. And thank you for watching this episode of Financial Fix and our Success Story Spotlight, Alicia Weatherstrand. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.